أعوذ بالله من أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح رأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا صدق الله العظيم. My dear participants, respected and honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Sayyid Chishti, and our guest speaker Mr. Kashif Sohail Malik. I am thankful to all of you and welcome you to this great session, I hope. It is a 2-day session on excellence in online teaching and student engagement and assessment. Mr. Kashif Sohail Malik is a very renowned trainer for last decade or so. He has his experience in online trainings and sessions during 1.5 years, very specially. He has conducted almost 200 sessions. He has his experience at the local, national level, as well as abroad, quite engaged in HEC and development of teachers, training programs, and undergraduate curricula. So I welcome you, Mr. Kashif Sohail Malik, on this session. And I hope that this session will be a great session for faculty of USKT. With these words, I will request Professor Dr. Naveed Chishti, Vardi Vice Chancellor, University of Sialkot, to please formally give a welcome note to the participants and the trainer and let the session be open. I will request Professor Dr. Naveed Chishti to formally open the session and invite the guests and the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Naveed. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Mr. Kashif Sohail, Dr. Naveed, all faculty member, Assalamu alaikum. So it's really a pleasure and honor for us that Mr. Kashif Sohail, he's been delivering his training session to our faculty members. It will be 2 days sessions, and I'm also thankful to Dr. Naveed that he has arranged and managing this training for the faculty development. And the topic which you have chosen is also very much needed and very much important and very much relevant for within today's scenario where we are teaching online teaching and online assessments. So Mr. Kashif, he has that experience how to deliver online assessments, online teaching, because already he has conducted this training session with the International Islamic University faculty. Thank you, Kashif, after a long time that we had this promise that you will be working with us and you will deliver training sessions for our faculty. So it was long awaited, but ultimately, Alhamdulillah, we are able to deliver it and we could manage it. And credit also goes to Dr. Naveed as well. Kashif was also a part of our team at IPD, and we had very good you see, like association, long-term association with Kashif, and he was also part of revamping of undergrad policy. Nowadays, it is also noise that this policy is withdrawn or it is deferred. But where the policy today is, you see, in that state, or that is the shape is also given by Kashif as well. Kashif was very active member of making this undergrad policies workshop. Those were the consultative workshops across the Pakistan, and he is very much brilliant. And once he delivers a training, all the participants they fall in love with Kashif. So Kashif would he has that personality that he can win hearts of people by his content, by his methodology, by his you see all the gestures, and he's a very likable person for all the participant, and all the participant they would enjoy his all training session, and I'm sure that again and again they would demand that Mr. Kashif should be given as permanent trainer, and our venues and doors are always open for Kashif, and
Jazakallah, sir.
always welcome. And even I would request Kashif that he should make a series of training sessions for our faculty and for our management, for our HODs, for our deans, and as well as for our students as well, because Mr. Kashif and other IPD member, Miss Sania, they all are the best trainers, not only in International Islamic University, but I would, with confidence, proclaim that they have that all talent. They are comparable internationally. They are unmatchable, right? So thank you, Kashif. Welcome you, and I hope that all the participants they would learn and they would apply their learning in their real scenario, in their practical teaching, and inshallah will continue a series of trainings where Mr. Kashif would continue to deliver more modules for training, for the pedagogy, for assessments, for classroom management, and so on. So he has hundreds and thousands topics for trainings, and always he innovates and he creates, because his one session he delivered at one university would not be similar in the other university, because he loves to create and create. So he's a very good creator and very good innovator. So I'm sure that in future we'll invite him physically at campus, and I would request Dr. Naveed arrange the regular training sessions online as well as on campus, because now COVID is over, and I am sure that Mr. Kashif is vaccinated. If he's not vaccinated, then we'll arrange vaccination at our campus. Thank you, Kashif.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Vardi Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Saidul Hasan Kishti Sahab. You were very kind and generous for putting in so very nice words for me. Alhamdulillah, I'll inshallah try to come up to your expectations and expectations of the faculty. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Naveed Jameel Sir, for arranging this, for facilitating throughout this process of registering participants, and then coming to this stage that we are, Alhamdulillah, ready to start with our training. Well, while studying in the University of Sialkot, I came across the term trained staff. So I was very happy to see that these young universities have this as a central idea to the entire process of teaching and learning.
डॉक्टर काशिफ आपकी थोड़ी सी इको आ रही है
Ji,
थोड़ी
let
बहुत
me.
चेक
I
चेक
think
करें
some other mics are on. ये आपके end पे कोई mics on होंगे. Let me mute the mics. मैं अभी करता हूँ इसको. Okay. चलो जी, मेरा ख्याल है. Is it better now? Perfect. So the so coming back to the point, so I was really impressed to see that trained staff remains as a central idea to the teaching and learning at University of Sialkot. And I must also congratulate the Vardi Vice Chancellor and staff of the University of Sialkot for being in the Times Higher Education World Rankings. So that's wonderful. And Alhamdulillah, with this, I feel honored and privileged to be made part of this growing and vibrant institution, University of Sialkot. And thank you, Vardi Vice Chancellor, for giving me an open way to the university. And inshallah, I would love to be there in person and online. So, mera khayal hai now, since we have interacted much, I need to interact to the participants of the training. So let me now begin with the, let's come to the formal session. And uh, let's begin the formal training. So, beginning with the name of Allah, I seek refuge in Allah from devil the outcast, Allah the most beneficent and the most merciful. Hal yastavil ama wal basir. Can those who are blind and those who could see be equal? With this insightful message from Quran, I say Assalamu alaikum to all of my participants and a very warm welcome and a good evening. So, a good time to learn. Technology gives us a great advantage that we could learn round the clock. So, let's begin. The Professor Dr. Naveed Saab and the Vice Chancellor, they were very kind and generous to introduce me with the good words. But uh, I would like to introduce myself the way you can see it on my screen. This is Kashif Suhail Malik, and I always borrow a line from Socrates, and Socrates says, I know one thing that I know nothing. And that's what I strongly believe. It's not just a statement, it's a belief which I carry with me. And I am hoping, inshallah, today, while interacting with all of you, I'm going to learn a lot. And every training has brought a learning to me. And that's what, inshallah, is expected today when we all interact. So, welcome aboard. I hope you're all ready and set. And the beauty of technology is wherever you are, at the comfort of your bed or at your room, you can learn. You can be with me. You can lie down anywhere, and you can take a cup of tea, and you can still enjoy online learning. So, with this blessing in hand, let me come to quickly on to what do I expect and what should be the norms during our this 2 days training course. Number one, you're all expected to actively participate and share your views. Now, in online learning, you might wonder how. So let me know in the chat box how many of you are with me and active. Write in the chat box, are you with me or not? I'm waiting for your responses. Great. Muhammad Qasim comes first. He says, yes. Dr. Tasadduq Hussain is there. We are happy to have him. Atikur Rahman, Hamza Jan, Ibrahim Ali, and Mr. Slan Wadait, Sumera, great, Miss Sumera, Hafsa, Puram Shahzad, Amreen Kamal, great. So I want to know who are the people with me. Although I have already have your profiles and I have seen you in your registrations, but it's good to see that you are there in the chat box and we are together, all of us. This is what we are going to do, inshallah, throughout the 2 days. I don't want to be one-sided. I don't want to make it a radio program where I talk and you listen and then you switch it off. I want to make it an interactive, venture. So you're all expected to actively participate and share your views. You'll be given enough chance, inshallah, to share your views. Now, please feel free to disagree with me as well as your fellow participants. But of course, we'll take care of each other and we'll be very respectful. Now, follow instructions always and carefully. In online teaching, one of the central idea of a better teaching is the instructions, how clearly instructions are given and how effectively we follow them. So that is the heart of the online teaching. My reason of also sharing these expectations and norms with this respectable faculty is only for the purpose of giving you an idea how important these are. Otherwise, as faculty member, mashallah, you're all qualified people. I don't need to share such expectations with you. But the purpose is to let you know in online teaching, this is one significant element which begins as the teaching begins, as the training begins. So follow instructions always and carefully, and keep your mic and videos off. And mashallah, I could see since we are all teaching online, you already know the norms until asked to turn on. So you will be given ample opportunity at your own free will. If you would like to switch on your videos during some sessions, then you will be sharing your feedback. So you could definitely do that. Yeah, use chat box, lots of use of chat box. And I'm happy still there are messages by Mr. Mushtaq Adil and Amreen Imran. They've also said yes. And I'm happy to see all of you there in the chat box, writing very quickly. Please use reactions also. If you find somewhere there is something nice idea, send me flowers or a thumb up or something which you like. Raise hand when you have to ask a question. And we are also going to use annotations, and we are going to be actively involved on the WhatsApp. So you will be, when you will be asked to do something on the WhatsApp, you are already group of you are already member of the WhatsApp group, so you're going to respond to me there. And very important, take a break or even quit if you're tired or busy in other chores than being deceitful. You know, well, I think I don't need to say again this to my very worthy and respectable faculty, but normally that's what I tell my students, because as a teacher, I need to tell them values which we all need to carry. So I always tell them, okay, if you're tired and if you feel I am becoming, a headache for yourself, so better you leave for some time, have a cup of tea, come back and join us, than, being in the meeting and not being there. And that's becoming a norm that's becoming a practice these days. So I'm sure that's not going to be the case here. We have a wonderful faculty and you all would like to be here when you are here. So, and there are going to be lots of checks, which will let me know how many of you are here with me. So lastly, and that's what this last thing is also shared with the students. Of course, it's not for teachers, but I'm just sharing that these things are, they are important for the students. So in case of any violations, I normally put them into the waiting room, and after some time, they are put back to the classroom. And here comes the great news right in the beginning of the training. Dr. Naveed tells us he has made an announcement and he wants me to make it clear to all of you. You attend all 2 days, 4 sessions, and you will be given certificates of completion. So that comes as a great. And attendance will be taken by PDC coordinator every 30 minutes on both days. I don't think PDC coordinator needs to do that labor. I will be digitally recording attendance of every moment. So don't worry, Dr. Naveed, and you'll be getting those, attendance records. So let's begin here. Attendance form. Here comes the first link, and your attendance will be marked in a blink of an eye. Dear all, here in your chat box, there is an attendance link. Please mark your attendance there, number 1. And if you have any difficulty doing so, I am posting the same link in the WhatsApp group. You can mark your attendance there, wherever is easy for you. And you have 45 seconds for doing it. So please mark your attendance and let me know in the chat box when you have marked your attendance. Okay. So there'll be multiple ways your attendance will be recorded. Your attendance is being recorded on the Zoom as well. And this link will also wow, Dr. Muhammad Qasim is the fastest. Done. Dr. Tasadduk has also done it. Dr. Yasmin Kausar says Assalamu alaikum. Dr. Yasmin, wa alaikum assalam, and please mark your attendance. We are happy to have you with us. Dr. Sidra Amjad has also done it. And Bilal goes great. He has done the attendance. So you have to be quick in marking your attendance. 45 seconds. Attendance will be closed. Okay. Mushtaq Adil, Abdul Ahad, Hamza Jan, great, Madiyasneem, and we know these people are actively sitting with us. They are listening to us. Sharon, Riaz, and this was somebody Faja, Sumaira Rabia. And please excuse me if I am unable to take somebody's name because sometimes chat box goes very fast. Shoaib Aslam, Asif Ali has also done it. So Etisha Mashraf just done it. Furam Shahzad, and I think you are all marking your attendance. I need to move forward. So let's move forward and begin with our session. Fasten your seat belts. I'll go fast. It's a motorway journey. Technology makes things great. We could go very fast. We could learn a lot in a shortest possible time. So fasten your seat belts. Get ready to go with me. Here comes the first activity for all of you. And that's, by the way, let me know in the chat box, how do you find yourself comfortable? Should I be English only? Blah, 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 blah. It's becoming a norm these days. You want me to go in Urdu, bilingual? वैसे तुसी सियालकोट विच तो मैं पंजाबी भी बोल सकना. So my Punjabi is not that bad. So I get 2 responses, English and bilingual. So it makes me difficult to decide. Okay, great. I think we can make it bilingual. जाहिर है हमारे साथ उर्दू की फैकल्टी भी होगी तो ये मुझे उनके भी कुछ गुजार करना है तो मुनासिब नहीं रहेगा that I do not entertain them, right? So I'll try to make it a mix. Let's go with the first activity. हमारी क्या है? अच्छा, एक तो फैकल्टी का नॉर्मली होता है कि हम जो टीचर होते हैं ना, हमसे कोई भी बात की जाए, we think of our office and our job. Come out of it, come to your life, and from your life, let me know when was the last time you did something for the very first time in your life. You have 30 seconds to think and give me your response in the chat box. When was the last time you did something for the very first time in your life? Okay, and please do keep in your mind what was it. All right, and what was it? And if you like, you can share it to all, and if you want to keep it secret, you can share it with me only. All right, and yeah, so please look at the question. It says, when was the last time you did something for the first time in your life? Wow, hiking. Zagam did hiking. Wow, that's wonderful. Mr. Zagam Abbas did hiking, and I love it. And when was it? Somebody got the corona vaccine shot. Okay. Party with a friend, replacing DVD with SSD last Saturday. That's wonderful. So I would like to see more responses coming up. And also, when did you do it? When was the time you did it? Last Saturday. Somebody did it sometimes back. And someone tells me 1 year back, you learned to, okay, great. Perfect. I'm perfect. You can send me personal messages through, one-to-one, and you can send a public message in the chat box. Last month, Mr. Naveed Anjum did the driving. That's wonderful. And somebody went to the Sawat. That's what I'm planning to go. And MOD exam last week. That's great. Swimming. Aha. Okay. Dr. Naveed also having since Saturday. On Monday, party with the family. That's great. Okay. So remember, our question is something for the very first time in your life. Okay. Mr. Naeem Kassar did the driving. And when was it, Mr. Kassar? When did you do it? Yesterday. That's great. Wonderful. So I have a great group of people with me. Aha. On Limo, wow, a month ago. So Mr. Abdul Ahad was lucky. Last month driving, Muhammad Javed Iqbal. That's great, wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that most of you have done lots of new things in your life and you continue to do that. And dear fellows, I need your attention now. And that's what I would like to say is, yesterday or today or day before or last week or 6 months or a year, right? They're all great. But why can't we think right this very moment, when you are sitting right in front of me and listening to this horrible person, continuously talking, doing an online training with you, isn't it first time in your life? Yeah. Isn't it first time in your life that we are facing each other? Yeah, Hamza Jan, you go great. Listening, yeah, exactly. This very moment is the, because the question was, when was the last time? This very time. You are doing it first time. So from here, I want to bring you all to the point, we all have to tell ourselves and we have to be sure about it that we keep doing new things every moment in our life. And the only person who cannot do that, who is the person? Only the dead has nothing new to do. Only the dead. While we are living, every moment we are doing a new thing. Our sleeps are new because they come on a new date. And our waking up in the morning is new because we wake up for a new day. And alhamdulillah, every new day, we have new things to thank to Allah. So, right? And nowadays, every moment people update it to the Facebook, And people, I think अब तो लोग will भी लिख के दे जाते हैं कि when I die, put my picture on the Facebook first, right? So you are all going great. Let me move forward. Now come to some academic part of it. जी ट्रेनिंग वर्कशॉप का इसका हमारा एम क्या है? नंबर वन, आज के दिन में विल ट्राई टू लुक एट द पैराडाइम चेंज and student engagement. How do we engage each other? How do I engage you? How do you engage your students into your classroom, into your teaching? While you are teaching, sitting on one side, but your students should feel they are part of this class. And most part of tomorrow's session is going to be online assessments. And we would look at online assessments from a broader perspective, not just MCQ phobia. है ना? आजकल हमारी फैकल्टी को एमसीक्यू फोबिया है कि ऑनलाइन वो समझते सिर्फ एमसीक्यू हो सकता है, और मैं और बहुत से लोग हम धड़ाधड़ एमसीक्यू के ऊपर सारा कुछ करते हैं. So we are going to go beyond that tomorrow, inshallah. That's what is the broader workshop is all about. So of course, we'll number one look at the changed paradigm, and number two, student engagement, and number three, use e-learning assessment resources. So ये हम inshallah, these three things we are going to do today. I mean, over the 2 days. Let's begin with something. If I would like to ask you a signpost question, how much prepared are you for online teaching? How would you respond over the four? The not much, fairly well prepared. Huh? So let me ask you this. Okay. Now this was more like a passive question. Okay. Now I had to ask you the question, which is, great. I am receiving your responses, and that's going great. So how well or how much prepared are you for online teaching? All right, this is what our question was, and we are saying very well prepared. Okay. Now we could also say well prepared and not fairly well. Now the next could be not much. All right, which I'm sure. Now let me save this and let me come back to you, and I send it to you, right? So that will make it more easy for all of us. Okay. Now here comes the poll to you, all of you. Let me know the answer live. Great. Wonderful. Okay. We are going fast. Well, 50% of you have already responded. That's nice. Okay. Going great. 29, 30. And that tells me how many of us who have signed in are also active, So every response which you give on this, it is also going to record who is responding. So that's why I said to the Dr. Naveed, you don't need to worry about the attendance. We will have it through different ways. 31 of you have already responded. Let's see what rest of us are doing. Now, that's how you get to know in your classrooms how many of the students who have signed in, they are also with you. Hmm? Now, the number is going up now, and there is, there is some, wow. So there goes a very good result. Some of you are, mashallah, very well prepared, and that's the 30% of the, population. And some are, most of you are well prepared, which makes almost 50%. And there is a good number of fairly well prepared people, and there's hardly anybody with not much. Now, if I finish this poll, okay, and I want now to know, to let you know the results. So let me share these results with you. Okay, let me know in the chat box. Do you see the results now? Do you see the results now? Great. Yeah, great. Wonderful. So I get, yeah, Dr. Rashid Minhas tells us, Dr. Madia Salim and Amna Batul and Abdur Rahman, and yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. So now my next question to you all is, okay, let me stop these results. How much time did it take me to create a poll and then to send it to you? And rather than asking a passive question, how much prepared are you for online teaching, students? Tell me, huh? And they say, sir, not much. And now I have to make a tally of all the responses. There are 30 students sitting or 60 students sitting. So yeah, great. Now let me know. What if we have to conduct such a poll in our classrooms in a physical environment? How much time would be required? In a physical environment where you have to type it first, then take a printout, then get them photocopied, then take them to the classroom, and then execute it, and then take it back, and then make the data analysis. More than 1 hour doing all this data analysis. You must be super genius. Sorry, for me it is unbelievable that in a physical classroom you can conduct such a poll with all this data analysis, sharing of results and everything in 1 hour. I don't believe it. Maybe minimum, yes. Sidra Amjad goes, great. Yeah, maybe minimum 1 day, you type it a day, you then take a printout, make photocopies, take it to the classroom, execute to all students, take it back, then start telling the results, and then do an analysis and take the results back to the students. Isn't it? Yeah, lots of our time is wasted in it. But anyways, other than that, this poll question is active. You all had to, use your hands. You have to put in your input. So otherwise, I would have just asked you this question. So I wanted to ask you an active online question. So my purpose to do this is to let you know there are lots of ways to have more active online classes. So let's come back to the idea. Now, today, over the 2 days, I'm using the two-pronged approach. So you're lucky. You buy one, get one free. You're doing this training. As part of training, we'll be learning some concepts. But within the training, the concept of student engagement is inbuilt. So we are going to do lots of things to let ourselves know how quickly and effectively we can engage our students and keep them active. All right. So now let's come to the next activity. Okay. This is now please read it carefully. This online. We all know it. Okay. Technology has transformed our lives in the last 15 years. How? Question number one. Question number two. How has my profession transformed in the last 15 months? My profession. And by the way, you are a very diverse audience. I was looking at the experience, And I could see from less than a year, there are faculty members who have less than a year experience. It moves on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then there are 15 years, and even mashallah, they're as experienced people as 30 years. So I'm very honored to have you all on board on this training. So, but I'm going to ask you the second question about over the last 15 months. And the next question is, what about examination practices? How are assessment practices transformed? अच्छा, अब आप करेंगे ये कि मैं अभी आप सबको ब्रेकआउट सेशंस में डाल दूंगा। आप सब, मैं अभी डालूंगा थोड़ी देर में। तो अगर आपने पहले एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किए हुए तो जरा गौर से मेरी बात सुनिए। आपको अभी ग्रुप्स में डाला जाएगा, ब्रेकआउट सेशंस में। वो एक स्मॉल ग्रुप होगा आपका, 5 से 6 लोगों का या 7 लोगों का। और आप क्लोज ग्रुप होंगे, आप आपस में बात कर पाएंगे, कोई दूसरे आपकी बात नहीं सुनेंगे। तो आपने करना ये है, आपने अपना एक स्पीकर चूज करना है, इन तीनों क्वेश्चंस को डिस्कस करना है आपस में, और उसके बाद यू विल कम बैक और उस स्पीकर से आई विल आस्क कि आप मुझे बताइए जी कि आप किसी एक सवाल के जवाब रिस्पॉन्ड कीजिए, मुझे बताइए। सो आप अपना नाम बताएंगे एंड यू विल ऑल्सो हैव अ चांस टू स्विच ऑन योर वीडियो इफ यू लाइक। ऑडियो तो आप करेंगे, ठीक है, स्पीकर तो आप माइक ऑन करेंगे, बट वीडियो विल बी योर चॉइस. So it depends on how are you sitting and where you are and how are you attending this training. So depending on that, you may like to, but it's not compulsory, not mandatory. It's your choice. Are we all set and ready? Let me know in the chat so that I begin the breakout session. G. We're going great. Wonderful. So I'm going to put you all into the breakout rooms. And I see, all right now we have 50 plus people with us. So let me create 7 breakout rooms. And जी बिल्कुल, we'll take असर prayer break. जो लोग कह रहे हैं मुझे, हमने पूरे 6 बजे असर prayer break रखी हुई है 10 मिनट की। इंशाल्लाह मैं भी नमाज पढ़नी है, मैं पहले वैसे असर पहले पढ़ने लगा था, लेकिन मैंने कहा फिर आप सब लोगों ने भी पढ़नी है तो ये गलत बात होगी। सो वी विल ऑफर असर प्रेयर। अलबत्ता जो अभी फौरी पढ़ना चाहते हैं, आई वॉन्ट स्टॉप यू, लेकिन 6 बजे हमने 10 मिनट की ब्रेक रखी हुई है फॉर असर प्रेयर, और फिर इंशाल्लाह 7:10 पर हम अपना सेशन खत्म कर देंगे। एंड आई विल बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट टाइम इंशाल्लाह। सो लेट्स गेट इनटू द ब्रेकआउट रूम्स। Okay, you are all into the breakout rooms. They are going to open now.
Assalamu alaikum. I think there is some problem on internet.
Welcome back, those who are returning to the main session. In another 20 seconds, everybody is going to be in the main session back with us. And then we'll take some of you on board for your responses. So just make up your mind. Those who were the speakers in the 3, 2, 1, and everyone is back. All right, G. Welcome back, everyone. So, how was just the experience of being in the breakout rooms? G. So let me take the speakers on board. Now, those who were the speakers in the rooms, they are requested to please raise hand. All right. Wow. That's wonderful. I hear from Sumaira Rabia that it was fantastic. Okay. Those who were the please speakers in the rooms, raise hands. All right. So I'll take you on board one by one and I'll give you one please respond to only one question, which I will tell you to respond to, not to all, right? So that we could have everybody on board. So first of all, I'm taking, this is Amna Batul. You are unmuted now. Please let me know your room first.
Sir, room number 3.
Room number 3, that's great. So what would you like to say about the first one? How has technology transformed our lives in the last 15 years? Any 2 points?
Yes, sir, technology has transformed our lives dramatically in the last 15 years. Like it brought change in weather forecasting, in
Wow,
teaching
great.
methodology, like online sessions during COVID, and user-less technologies, artificial intelligence.
Wonderful. So thank you, Dr. Sabha. We have to restrict ourselves to 2 points so that others also get a chance to share. Dr. Rashid
Right.
Minhaz Watto is with us. By the way, speakers, you can choose to switch on your video if you like. Okay. So let's take Dr. Rashid on board. Dr. Rashid, we would like to ask you about point number 2. How our profession has transformed over the last 15 months.
Thank you so much, sir. I think so. Teaching profession is totally transferred, or now we are in a digital teaching and digital learning process.
Great. Wonderful. So would you like to give any example of how?
Sir, this session is a very clear example of digital learning.
Wonderful. You are a smart person.
Sir, I have another question. Sir, I have another question, if you allow.
Sure.
Sir, last 15 minutes we give response in a pool session and very quick response. But in this process, how can we say this is justify in sense of monitoring? How can we monitor online assessment and online process of assessment?
Dr. Rashid, inshallah, because assessment is going to be more focused tomorrow, I am going to definitely look at all these questions, and these questions are always asked. They are anticipated, so we are going to look at their answers as well. So let me go with the flow of this activity. Where are the other speakers? Other speakers, please raise hand in the. I hope you know how to raise hand in the Zoom app. This is Dr. Mahmood Rahmani. Dr. Mahmood Rahmani, you are unmuted. Please let me know which group are you from, which room are you from?
Room 7.
Room number 7. Okay. Doctor, what would you like to say about the third question? How the examination practices have transformed, or assessment practices?
Well, examination practices definitely due to this COVID, we are conducting online examinations, and we are getting the response sheets in PDF format, and accordingly we are developing our course folders in soft format, and while checking all the papers, we have to work on PDF or Foxit Reader or similar softwares. So actually, the way we are getting examination right now we are getting handwritten papers which are scanned by the students, and then they send to us in PDF formats through email. So assessment on hard copy was the practice, but now we are checking those handwritten answer sheets through PDF. So things are quite different, because sometimes if the number of students in a class relate to the answers, how different students are answering to a specific question. But when it comes to a class of 50, it is difficult to rate students merely on the basis of their responses. And sometimes we observe that students are more like they are copy pasting from internet sources, and
Absolutely.
they are not
Absolutely.
getting the question. They are not
Absolutely.
understanding the question written in the
Absolutely.
question
And
paper.
then the biggest thing is exam is being taken without watching them. That used to be our practice. We'll watch them when they are doing their papers and we'll catch
Yes.
them. But we are unable to do that. So let me take the next speaker, Hafiz Abdullah Ashraf, with us. I have only 2 minutes, then we have to take a break for Asr prayer. So Hafiz Abdullah Ashraf, let me know which group are you from? Which room are you from?
Sir, group number 2.
Okay, room number 2. So Hafiz Sab, let me know how technology has transformed our life over the 15 years. Give me some glaring example. हमारी जिंदगियां कैसे बदली over the last 15 years, forgetting about teaching and all this.
Sir, I have only one word, or you can say 2 to 3 words answers. Everything becomes smart, like it's been transformed into that electrical gadgets.
Great.
Like previously, we have to
In this electrical gadget, huh? That's wonderful.
we have to visit a whole library for any sort of literature searching, but nowadays we have a bulk of digital data in our laptops, in our mobiles, and everything we have online. So we can say that it's some sort of beneficial, but I think like from the memory perspective, it's not good.
Right. We'll see that later on. At the moment, we are discussing what has happened, but whether it is good or not, that we are going to discuss next. So let's take quickly Mr. Abdul Aleem on board. Ji Abdul Aleem Sahab, your room number?
Assalamu alaikum. Room number 4 probably. Which question
That's
do you
great.
want to?
So what was आप लोगों की जो discussion हुई उसमें से कोई 2 points बताएं हमें. There any
This
2
question.
points?
On which question?
For any journal discussion में से कोई से 2 point बताएं.
Well, probably in the first part, we had someone from biotechnology and he was a doctor. So he was telling that how it has transformed really and within the past 15 years. So how things differently can be done, that you have some know-how about the genomes and how you can transform it, though they are shifting towards human beings as well, but not that openly or commercially. So it was his opinion. In the next question, where 15 months were brought up question, I personally have worked for the examination department and closely watched what sort of problems do teachers come across, and there are training sessions according to which several times there are trainings conducted, but people who do not possess the right skills to adapt to those skills to those particular activities, they really keep on facing the problems. Because I was I was for the LMS support program there at Islamic University Islamabad, and the reason was that HEC was trying to make sure that teachers come across any sort of problem, we are there to solve it out for them. So it was a very healthy activity, as well as I wanted to share it with my group as well, but we weren't sure about the time limit. But here I'm trying to communicate to all of the people that maybe this is something different, because while watching it very closely, there is a lot to learn. And just like you said in the beginning, that you know nothing, this is one thing that you know. So that's again, same thing that I have come to know, that we know nothing at all. People who were from professors, who were deans, who were HODs, they were coming up with their problems and they were very frustrated about it. They were angry about the the culture at Islamic University. I haven't been there for the last 15 years. So the point is that people coming from Sharia Academy, and they are telling us that this is really awkward. We are not going to teach in the next semester if it keep on coming. So I hope that people over here can relate that they are also facing similar problems. So what we need to do is keep on intact with this. Even if this thing is gone, we should keep on working on these systems, so that if next time it comes up, we are familiar with it. That's all what I want to say. Thank you.
Wonderful. Very well said, Dr. Abdul Haq, and I'm so happy you have very nicely placed the entire issue. And yes, I think it's not just one university. We are all facing it. And the older the universities, the more traditional mindsets are sitting there. So it's more difficult to change them and to make them learn again. And recently, we have started with ODL, and we are coming up with the university is trying to come up with the Pakistan's largest ODL component in its teaching and learning, online and distance learning, with the highest number of courses. So I know as a focal person how much resistance we are facing. And recently, I've also done the session and courses for our faculty for online teaching. Anyways, dear colleagues and my very dear faculty members, we take here a break for 10 minutes. We will offer our Asr prayer, and you may like to take a quick cup of tea or grab a glass of water or something to freshen up yourself. Inshallah, I'll be back exact at 6:15, 11 minutes break. Okay? So 6:15 pe inshallah, we'll be meeting again, and we'll continue with this wonderful journey of teaching, learning from each other. So break time. Let's enjoy Asr break. Right. So we were discussing about technology. और टेक्नोलॉजी में बहुत सी चीज़ें which can be said, and सबसे बड़ी जो over the last 15 years है ना जी, तो मैं बहुत बड़ी जो तब्दीली देखता हूँ, जाहिर है ये सेल फोन जो है 15 years back और अभी फॉर एग्जांपल मेरा अपना जो है बैंकिंग की सारी नीड्स जो है this cell phone fulfills. For years and years I don't need to go to the bank. It is doing everything for me, paying bills, transferring amounts, deposit, everything. So many other things. So I'm sure you're also doing the same with this technology. और फिर जैसे अभी अब्दुल हक साहब गालिबन फरमा रहे थे, वो लोग भी हैं जो अभी तक भी समझते हैं कि नहीं ये कोई शरई मसला बन जाएगा अगर टेक्नोलॉजी ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल की. तो एनीवेज over the last 15 months, oh my God, I've been alhamdulillah humble and lucky at the same time. Very humbly I share it कि hundreds of trainings have been delivered and classes. तो बिल्कुल एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है. एंड मेरा ख्याल है इसमें मुझे ज़्यादा डिटेल में जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आप, मैं, हम सब, वी ऑल अंडरस्टैंड एज टीचर्स हाउ मच वी हैव ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड ओवर द लास्ट 15 months. और लास्टली एग्जाम प्रैक्टिसेस, तो असेसमेंट्स में भी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है, लेकिन देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स व्हिच वी नीड टू चेंज हियर टू एक्सेप्ट दोस ट्रांजिशंस. तो उस पर भी हम इंशाल्लाह बात करेंगे. तो हम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आगे चलते हैं. तो कुछ I want to share some examples with you. I remember 1998 in Government College University when I was studying there. तो सेल फोन में अगर आपको याद हो तो GSM सेल फोन्स का किसी को याद है कि ये सबसे पहले मोबिलिंक ने कहा कि जी हम ये लॉन्च करने जा रहे हैं सिम्स. तो वो जो बड़े बड़े सेट्स होते थे ना, उससे पहले वो इतना बड़ा जिसके साथ एक किसी को रखना पड़ता था कि वो कैरी करे आपका सेट. तो वी ट्रांसफॉर्म टू दिस GSM. तो हमारे जैसों के पास, स्टूडेंट्स के पास भी सेल फोन आ गया. तो मुझे याद है कि गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज ने कहा कि जी जिसके हाथ में सेल फोन नजर आया 500 रुपीज फाइन. 500 रुपीज फाइन. और इसके मुकाबले में सेम टाइम पीरियड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ नेब्रास्का एट ओमाहा faculty was using cell phone for teaching. Those basic cell phones जो हमें शायद हमने उनको एक्सप्लोर ही नहीं किया कि उसमें कौन कौन से फीचर्स थे. Here in Pakistan, I started my career as an O-level teacher. So in 2004, I remember one of our colleague was using cell phone. She had asked her students to send her definitions of something, science, biology की teacher थी. And I said, what? You allowed them to have a cell phone in the classroom? She said, no, I didn't allow them, but I didn't stop them either. I just told them that you, as a homework, you will be sending me this definition. So look at them, they all send it to me. And I was amazed, a student who would otherwise not do a homework would like to read it and send a text message to the teacher. So technology had its own, attractions. 10 years back, I went to US, and the world famous book, Teaching Tips, and it had a chapter and dedicated areas for online teaching, MOOCs. I'm sure by this time everybody is aware of it. But 10 years back, I read it here, massive online open courses, now which are breaking records now around the world with the student enrollment, which is unimaginable. तो अभी मैं थोड़ी देर में आपसे पूछूंगा कि वो क्या है, तो अगर कोई रिसर्च करनी है तो कर लें फटाफट. So then you know this is how the world is changing. और अभी ये आपके सामने जो हाइब्रिड फ्यूचर न्यूज सर्वे शोज, ये जूम के ऊपर ये जो एप्लीकेशन है, दिस टेल्स के whether corona or no corona, many nations and organizations are deciding to bring their businesses and their activities online because they have enjoyed the blessings and benefits of it. और हमारे जैसे जो है ना, जो अभी तक ये सोच रहे हैं कि नहीं ठीक है, ये ऑनलाइन वन जो हुआ तो अभी कोरोना ये खत्म होगा एंड विल बी बैक टू द फिजिकल क्लासरूम्स. और मुझे एक तो ट्रेनिंग के अंदर तो कुछ लोगों ने ये भी कहा कि जी छोड़े जी ऑनलाइन सेशन, अब तो इंशाल्लाह खुल जाना. पिछली दफा भी कह रहे थे, पिछली दफा भी जब कह रहे थे दोबारा अगस्त में खुल रहा था तो लोग कह रहे थे नहीं नहीं छोड़े ऑनलाइन, अभी फिजिकल क्लासेस शुरू हो जाएंगी. और अभी भी ये कह रहे हैं, अभी भी कुछ लोगों का ख्याल है, दे आर स्टिल स्टक ऑन द सेम माइंडसेट कि फिजिकल क्लासेस. मैं ये कहता हूं दैट इज द एब, लेट्स गो विद द टाइड, अदरवाइज वी विल बी ब्रोकन. आप इमेजिन करें, आप में से कोई मुझे बता सकता है कि दुनिया में सबसे बड़ी फिजिकल क्लास कहां होती है और कौन करवाता है, कितने स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं? एनीवन? चैट बॉक्स में एनी आइडिया ऑन इट? जी ओके. नाउ फिजिकल क्लास की बात कर रहा हूं जिसमें नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स फिजिकल, एज जैसे मैं और आप अभी तो बैठे हुए ना, ऑनलाइन है वर्चुअल, बट फिजिकल क्लास में बैठे हुए होना. सो ये आपके सामने मैंने कुछ स्टेटिस्टिक्स रखे हैं. कॉर्नेल यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर, कॉर्नेल यूनिवर्सिटी जो है उसमें साइकोलॉजी 101 जेम्स बी मास में लार्जेस्ट 1600 बच्चे उसकी क्लास में, फिजिकल क्लास के अंदर 1600 स्टूडेंट्स वुड सिट. इस तरह हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर CS50 जो कंप्यूटर साइंसेस की क्लास है, डेविड जे मालान की, उसमें 800 स्टूडेंट्स वुड सिट एंड देयर देन वेरिंग नंबर्स इन बिटवीन. ये फिजिकल क्लास की बात कर रहा हूं, ठीक है. नाउ हम तो माशाल्लाह अभी उसी लेवल पर नहीं पहुंचे थे, हम तो 50 60 70 पर ही बहुत हमें वो मसला होना शुरू हो जाता है. और दीज फिजिकल स्टूडेंट्स वर देन बीइंग मैनेज्ड बाय टेक्नोलॉजी. और आई रिमेंबर व्हेन आई वाज एट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ओमाहा एट लिंकन, तो 200 की जो MBA क्लास थी उसकी टीचर जो है असाइनमेंट्स चेक करके क्लास के 3 दिन के अंदर असाइनमेंट्स एंड रिजल्ट्स वुड, ग्रेड्स वुड गो बैक टू ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स. सो उस वक्त लगता था कि पता नहीं हम कब, ये शायद हमारे पाकिस्तान में कब आएगा. अच्छा, दूसरी तरफ देखें टाइड क्या है, LMS एंड ODL. आप में से कोई मुझे बता सकता है, एनीबडी, कि इस वक्त LMS या ODL पे लार्जेस्ट क्लास दुनिया में कौन सी है और कितने नंबर है स्टूडेंट्स उसमें जो पढ़ाए जा रहे हैं? एनी आइडिया? चले गिव मी अ रफ गेस, जरा चैट बॉक्स में कोई गेस दें, कितने होंगे नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हु आर बीइंग ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के अंदर एनरोल्ड जो है? जी एनी रफ आइडिया, एनी गेसेस चैट बॉक्स में? नो गेसेस? ओके. सबसे पहले सिद्रा अमजद कह रही हैं 1 मिलियन, नवीद अंजुम साहब कह रहे हैं 5 मिलियन, अमरीन कमल कह रही हैं 100 मिलियन. जी और ये याद रखें आप साथ मिलियन का वर्ड लगा रहे हैं. अच्छा, बाकी जो मेरे भाई हैं वो मेरा ख्याल है दे डोंट वांट टू इवन ट्राई इट. हम थोड़ी सी गिव योरसेल्फ अ लिटिल ट्रबल टू लेट मी नो इन द चैट बॉक्स के जी. मोहम्मद कासिम कह रहे हैं 500, इट मे बी इन थाउजेंड्स. 500,000 खुरम शिदात कह रहे हैं. ओके 1 मिलियन अब्दुलरहमान फरमा रहे हैं, ठीक हो गया जी. अच्छा जी, ऐसे है कि 100,000 तो पुरानी बात हो गई बड़ी, और 500,000 की क्लास जब पढ़ाई गई तो दुनिया ने बड़ा एक उसको सेलिब्रेट किया. और फिर कोर्स इरा के ऊपर रिकॉर्ड बना 2.5 मिलियन एंड देन 2.7 मिलियन की क्लासेस पढ़ाई गई. और अभी रिसेंट रिकॉर्ड ये कि 10 मिलियन, इमेजिन 10 मिलियन की एनरोलमेंट की क्लास जो है मैं अभी अपनी बेटी को एक ऑनलाइन कोर्स में उसने किया रजिस्टर्ड, तो वो देख रहा था उसको, उसमें 500,000 students registered है. So, dear faculty members, the purpose of saying all this is okay, now this all has already arrived. We don't have to run away from it. We have to adopt it. और वही बात है, हमें skill sets जो है ना, तो दो चीजें उसमें खास तौर पे, I'm taking it as a reference from this book, Best Practices in University Teaching. और ये भी मुझे अभी 2018 में I was in US, it was gifted to me by Diana Ash, जो इसकी राइटर है, एंड कैरोलिन क्लेमेंट्स. तो इसके अंदर से ये मैंने दो आपके लिए आइडियाज जो है ना इसके आर्टिकल में से लिए हैं. वन, दैट वी ऑल नीड टू ओवरकम आवर फियर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, राइट, नंबर वन. अच्छा, ये हमें एक खाम खा का एक वो बैठा हुआ है, हालांकि टेक्नोलॉजी इज मच मोर ईजियर एंड मोर बेनिफिशियल एंड हैंडी, और इसमें अभी इतनी, और इवन एट टाइम मोर देन इजियर टू रिस्पॉन्डिंग टू ईमेल्स. और हमारी अभी फैकल्टी मेंबर्स जो हैं वो ये भी उन्हें नहीं पता कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस से वो ऑटो रिप्लाईज जनरेट करके ईमेल सेंड कर सकते हैं. तो जैसे अभी आपने अभी ब्रेकआउट सेशन एंजॉय किया, देयर आर पीपल हु आर यूजिंग जूम फॉर 2 years, और कभी मैंने उनसे पूछा अच्छा ब्रेकआउट सेशंस कैसे रहे. इमेजिन दिस ब्रेकआउट सेशन, आप फिजिकल क्लासरूम में बच्चों को इस तरह फोर्स नहीं कर सकते. आई वॉज फोर्सिंग, आप में से कोई रूम से बाहर आता था, मैं उसको रूम में वापस डाल देता था. तो आपका तो बहरहाल फर्स्ट टाइम था, आपने जाहिर अभी सीख रहे थे और कुछ वो भी हो रहे होंगे. वंस यू हैव इट एज अ प्रैक्टिस, इट्स अ वंडरफुल थिंग. और देन इट इज ऑल रिकॉर्डेड, हु वाज इन व्हाट रूम, वेदर यू वर स्पीकिंग और नॉट. व्हेन यू स्पीक it is recorded, when you don't speak it is also recorded. So technology is doing so much, you can monitor every single student in your classroom. Okay, now number one, point number one. Number two, learn to love e-learning, not just to overcome the fear कि ठीक है चलो यार टेक्नोलॉजी इस्तेमाल करनी मजबूरी बन गई है, ओवरकम कर लिया थोड़ा बहुत. तो इट इज टू स्टार्ट लविंग इट. आप ये जरा, ये जो पिक्चर मैंने लगाई है ना, आई लव इट बिकॉज ऑफ द रीजन कि इसी टेक्नोलॉजी तेजी से बदल रही है, दोनों तरफ टेक्नोलॉजी पड़ी हुई है, बट द पीपल हु आर मूविंग फास्टर विद टेक्नोलॉजी, बिलीव यू मी, दे आर गोइंग टू लीव अस बिहाइंड. अगर हमने उनके साथ ना चले. तो मैं आपको मजे की बात बताऊं कि मैं एक ऑनलाइन कोर्स पढ़ाता हूं. हम एक कुरान कोर्स पढ़ाते हैं फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, और वो सारे का सारा कोर्स दिस माय सेल फोन में है. मैंने इसके सिर्फ सेल फोन पर ही पढ़ाया भी है. उसके होमवर्क्स भी भेजे जाते हैं, असाइनमेंट्स भी भेजी जाती हैं, रिसीव भी की जाती हैं, चेक भी की जाती हैं, फीडबैक दी जाती है, और वो पूरे का पूरा कोर्स इज टॉट थ्रू द सेल फोन. आई एम श्योर आप भी इन सब चीजों को कर रहे होंगे. सो I mean, I love e-learning and it is great and it is making things easy. A course for which I had to spend so much money is being done just by this cell phone, right? तो अब इसके साथ ही जो है ना जी, हम आगे चल रहे हैं, and I'm going to give you all an activity. और आपको याद होगा कि आपसे रिक्वेस्ट की गई थी कि आप अपना एक A4 शीट और वो रखेंगे अपने पास. अच्छा जी, आपको इससे पहले तो आई होप यू हैव एन A4 शीट या कोई भी पेपर आपके पास हो, और मे बी अ पेन टू राइट. अगर ये दोनों चीजें आपके पास है तो यू कैन डू दिस एक्टिविटी क्विकली. एंड आई वांट टू चेक योर IT स्किल्स. तो आई मीन इट्स नॉट अ टेस्ट, जस्ट चेक एज अ फन मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. आइए जी, आपने अभी क्या करना है, एक तस्वीर ड्रॉ करनी है. आपने एक पिक्चर जो आपका दिल करे ड्रॉ कर लें. A map or a picture of the issues faced during online teaching and assessment. आपने जिसने भी पढ़ाया है ऑनलाइन में, आपको जो मसला हुआ है वो आप अभी ड्रॉ करें एक पेपर पर, और उसकी पिक्चर लें, और जो हमारा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है जिसके आप मेंबर हैं, ठीक है, 2 days ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग वाला, उसके अंदर उसको पेस्ट कर दें. तो मैं भी देखता हूं आप में से सबसे पहले, अच्छा जिसका सबसे अच्छा एक्सप्रेशन होगा ना, वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड यू सम स्पेशल इंसेंटिव. तो स्टार्ट पुटिंग योर, आपने ड्रॉ करना है पेपर के ऊपर पेंसिल के साथ, वो आपके पास होगा, एंड देन स्टार्ट पुटिंग इन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप. सो आई एम वेटिंग इन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप फॉर योर ड्राइंग्स. And do not mind whatever are your drawing skills, just send it to us. कि what has been the issues which you faced during your online teaching, and I'm waiting for the first name to appear in the group. Let's see who comes as first in the group. Okay. Wow, great. So the first one is received, G. Let's see the who is the person. Don't forget to आपका नाम आएगा तो will be more easier and I'll be able to then share with others. ले जी, आपको दिखाते हैं who is the first one to send. This is Irfan. Mr. Irfan, this is the first expression जो हमारे पास आया जी. वो कह रहे हैं ये issues थे. अच्छा, ये काफी कुछ थोड़ा expression less सा लग रहा है ना? Okay. ये आया है फ्रॉम मिस्टर इरफान. अच्छा, अपने नाम जरा कोशिश करें, ये मैं उसके बैकग्राउंड से नाम पर है. डॉक्टर सुमेरा की तरफ से ये आया है. नो नेटवर्क, या दैट्स बीन इशू. और स्टूडेंट्स की तरफ से हमें कैसी वो आती थी, है ना. अच्छा जी, नेक्स्ट ऑनलाइन कौन है? इरफान रसूल थे वो पहले वाले, उन्होंने नाम भेज दिया है. ये है मोहम्मद कासिम. देखें जी, लिमिटेड कनेक्टिविटी and the tube was all the time flickering. बिल्कुल सही है. मोहम्मद कासिम का आ गया जी. Wow. My daughter is also drawing something. Yes. I can also enjoy a cup of tea. That's what technology is. जी, next देखते हैं जी कौन है on the line. So हमें technology skills का अंदाजा हो रहा है. This is अननोन आ रहा है जी आपके नाम में. अच्छा, नाम ऊपर लिखा हुआ है. सिद्रा हैं हमारे साथ, सिद्रा अमजद. ये कह रही है जी, ज्वाइनिंग इश्यूज, नॉट रिस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट्स, नॉट इवन ट्राई टू लिसन लेक्चर. और ये भी इश्यूज होते रहे हमारे साथ. बिल्कुल सही है. अच्छा जी, नेक्स्ट ऑनलाइन कौन है? तो हमारे पास आपकी, मैं आई वांट टू चेक आउट द मोस्ट एक्सप्रेसिव. नहीं जी, ये मेरा ख्याल है आई हैव मिस्ड वन. इससे पीछे वाली पहले देखते हैं. ये नवीद थे. ये हैं जी ओके, आसिम पेपर, असगत पेपर, वाजिद पेपर. राइट, ठीक हो गया जी. तो ये दिस इज दी, ये है नवीद अंजुम साहब की तरफ से. नो कंपैटिबल डिवाइस, यहाँ पर ये इशू है जी. वो कह रहे हैं कंपैटिबल डिवाइस नहीं है. अच्छा, यहाँ पे दिस इज नाइस. और see how people were taking their classes. Wonderful. Who is this? Let me know the name. इनका नाम जो है, this beautiful drawing is done by, अच्छा आपका नाम appear, अमरीन कंवल. Wow, अमरीन कंवल is really expressive. ये देखें जी इनकी ड्राइंग. हाँ, आपको समझ आ गई है? वैसे किसी को समझ आई है? जरा मुझे बताएं क्या हो रहा है इसमें. And she has such a nice drawing. Very good and very aptly expressed what's been happening with us as teachers during the online classes. Ji. Okay. So, okay. Wow. अच्छा, तीकुर रहमान साहब, आपका नंबर ऐड नहीं है तो ये आप बिलाल को सेंड कर दें. आपके पीडीसी के जो बिलाल हैं इस वक्त, he'll add your number into the WhatsApp group. और अगर आप व्हाट्सएप पे नहीं भेज पा रहे इमेज, तो आप यहाँ भी भेज सकते हैं, चैट बॉक्स के अंदर भी. ओके, सो या इट्स अ स्टूडेंट स्लीपिंग एंड उसने अपना लैपटॉप सेट किया हुआ है कि जी मैं तो पढ़ रहा हूँ, है ना. अच्छा जी, आगे देखते हैं और किसका आ गया हमारे पास. वाह, ग्रेट, जबरदस्त आ रहे हैं जी. आपके सबकी आ रही हैं. ये आ गया जी अनम कुरैशी हमारे साथ, और ये इनकी है ऑनलाइन टीचिंग. टीचर्स टीचिंग इफेक्टिवली, स्टूडेंट्स हैविंग दी समथिंग जो के, ओह ओके, सो ऑन द बेड. राइट जी, बिल्कुल ठीक हो गया.
Yes, having the
Okay.
lectures like sleeping.
ऑल राइट. सो ये है अब्दुल हक साहब फरमा रहे हैं online learning system, network issues, limited way of learning as compared to the teaching in classroom, online learning की तरफ ये बढ़ते हुए, it's expressive, nice walk moving towards online learning and a nice drawing. अच्छा जी, अगला देखते हैं हमारे पास क्या है जी। अब्दुल हक साहब का भी था, और ये आया है हमें आमना बतूल साहिबा की तरफ से। या आई थिंक बोथ साइड्स है ना, टीचर्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स भी ग्रेट हो गया। So you are all, mashallah, very expressive, and you have made good drawings, and I can now see you are effectively part of the training and with me. So let's now look at some of the important transformations in the student learning and in the process of teaching and learning. Though the biggest challenge for all of us remains how to engage students in online teaching. जाहिर है कि स्टूडेंट बैठा हुआ है, अगर बैठा हुआ है तो कैसे बैठा हुआ है, कहीं स्टूडेंट सो तो नहीं रहा, क्या कर रहा है, एंड साइन इन करके, और फिर जाहिर है यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ने अभी पाकिस्तान में क्योंकि हालात हमारे ऐसे हैं, हमने ये भी कंडीशन लगाई हुई थी आप वीडियोज ऑन नहीं करें, और भी बहुत से एथिकल इश्यूज भी थे। तो आइए जरा कुछ चेंज असम्पशंस जो है ना theoretically which are developing in the theory of teaching and learning of online teaching, वो देख लेते हैं। Number one, you are at their social space. Imagine आप ऑनलाइन टीचिंग में क्या हुआ है, आप उनकी सोशल स्पेस पे हैं, अपने घर पर है, ये मेरे बच्चे मेरे सामने बैठे हुए हैं, वी आर एट आवर सोशल स्पेस। और यहाँ पर वो प्रोफेशनल स्पेस जो है ना आपकी फॉर्मल स्पेस हैज कम इन। तो चेंज असम्पशन, अब ये पहले तो हमने ये ज़हन में रखना है कि ओके वी आर एट देयर सोशल स्पेस। नंबर टू, यू आर बार्जिंग इन देयर फन टाइम एंड टूल्स। अब ये मोबाइल तो वो इस्तेमाल करते थे गाने सुनने के लिए, एंड दे यूज्ड टू यूज इट फॉर यू नो वॉचिंग थिंग्स एंड टेकिंग मैसेजेस। उन्हें क्या पता था कि इसके ऊपर क्लासेस आनी शुरू कर देंगी। नाउ सो यू आर बार्जिंग इन देयर फन टाइम एंड टूल्स। तो ये वी हैव टू कीप इट इन माइंड कि अच्छा अब वी हैव रीच्ड देयर, नाउ व्हाट, हाउ शुड वी चेंज आवरसेल्व्स? We are at a new place, we are not in a physical classroom. So my problem is I want to see the norms of a physical classroom, which are not possible. I need to come out of it and be on these online, जैसे सारे आपके सामने ये भी online बैठे हुए हैं, they are much better in technology use. Another great change of assumption. जब आप फिजिकल क्लासरूम में होते थे ना, तो एक सबसे बड़ी assumption आपकी थी कि आप मास्टर हैं जी टीचिंग के, यू स्टैंड, यू टीच, यू नो एवरीथिंग। अब एक बहुत बड़ी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुई है। आपको और मुझे जूम का इस्तेमाल नहीं आ रहा होता, मुझे अभी टीचर बताते हैं कि उन्होंने कभी 1.5 साल से पढ़ा रहे हैं, कभी पोल का ऑप्शन यूज नहीं किया, कभी ब्रेकआउट रूम यूज नहीं किए, एंड देयर आर मेनी मोर एनोटेशंस। मुझे एक टीचर बता रहे, कह रहे जी मैं तो बहुत क्लास पढ़ाता हूं, तो मैंने कहा आप एनोटेशन यूज करते होंगे जूम पे? कहते वो क्या होती है? तो मुझे कोई एक मसला बता रहे थे कि वो स्टूडेंट करते हैं तो मुझे पता नहीं चलता वो कहाँ से कॉपी कर रहा है, तो मैंने कहा आप व्हाइट बोर्ड यूज कर लिया करें। कहते व्हाइट बोर्ड भी है। मैंने कहा जूम में आप व्हाइट बोर्ड नहीं यूज करते? कहते नहीं। सो दिस इज टीचर्स, फैकल्टी, आवर स्टूडेंट्स नो दीज थिंग्स। वो कर रहे होते हैं, उन्हें टेक्नोलॉजी बेहतर पता है, उन्हें नई नई एप्स पता है, उन्हें तरीके आते हैं, हमें नहीं पता होता। सो ये थोड़ी सी चेंज्ड assumptions जो है ना, वी नीड टू कीप देम इन माइंड कि ऑनलाइन लर्निंग एंड लर्नर्स के साथ हो क्या रहा है। नाउ नंबर 4 एंड अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन। अच्छा, हम सब ये कहते हैं और एक हर फैकल्टी मेंबर के मुंह पर है कि जी स्टूडेंट्स जो है ना ऑनलाइन लर्निंग में बिल्कुल सीरियस नहीं है और वो बिल्कुल नहीं पढ़ रहे। और प्रोजेक्ट जीरो जो है ना, वो कहता है कि दे आर कंसर्न्ड अबाउट देयर स्टडीज एंड फ्यूचर, दे आर मोर कंसर्न्ड। आप में से कोई मुझे बता सकते हैं व्हाट इज प्रोजेक्ट जीरो? ओके, दिस इज द वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट, मैं आपको प्रोजेक्ट जीरो पे लेके चलता हूं। It's something very interesting. Every faculty member, every teacher must know Project Zero. Harvard University के School of Education का Project Zero जो है 50 years, it's been there for more than 50 years studying how human beings learn. तो ये है जी Project Zero. और I would suggest कि आप लोग please do go on it. कभी वक्त निकले आपके पास हार्वर्ड के ग्रेजुएट स्कूल ऑफ एजुकेशन का प्रोजेक्ट ज़ीरो जो है ना, उसको आप जाकर स्टडी करें. और आप अगर यहाँ जाएं और आप अगर इसके रिसोर्सेज के अंदर जाएं तो आपको यहाँ पर बड़े ज़बरदस्त आर्टिकल मिलते हैं. और इनकी जो रिपोर्ट है ख़ास तौर पर 50 ईयर्स वाली, आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप उसको ज़रूर देखें. आई हैव दैट रिपोर्ट, आई कैन शेयर इट विद यू. तो आप यहाँ से इसको डाउनलोड भी कर सकते हैं. So Project Zero tells us about how human beings learn, how their brain works, what changes are taking place in their learning, and how the world is changing in terms of learning. ठीक हो गया जी. तो ये, so the assumptions are changing. This is what is about change assumptions. अच्छा, अब आप the next step is कि अब चेंज assumptions के साथ स्टूडेंट एंगेजमेंट कैसे की जाए, चेंज्ड पैराडाइम क्या है. ठीक है, तो मैं आपको एक छोटा सा, आई एम गिविंग यू अ वेरी शॉर्ट क्विक पोल एंड इट्स अबाउट स्टूडेंट एंगेजमेंट. ठीक है, लेट मी नो द आंसर्स. इट कम्स टू यू, इट्स देयर. जी, जी, you have received the poll and I would like to know your responses. Great, wonderful. I can see the responses in real time कि आप में से कितने लोग क्या कह रहे हैं. And that also tells me that you are on screen, you are with me, engaged student. I'm just hoping that all those who appear in my screen, they all respond on it. And I'll get to know how many of you are awake, close to the screen, listening and responding, doing this poll. And getting your attendance also marked, by the way, because it's digitally recording who is responding, right? A few more seconds and then I'm going to end the poll. Wow, great. So it is extremely difficult. A good number says it is difficult. And some of you say it's not much difficult and not at all difficult. So depending on your level of expertise, you have shared your views. Okay, what is the level of difficulty for engaging students online? Yeah, great. So now there is something great which can be done with this poll results, and that's what is here. Okay, now see it here, how we can take the results, and if we wish we could take your data through it as well, right? So let me go forward. Now what do we have to keep in mind for making students more engaged? Learning about online teaching, definitely that's the first step. Okay, learning about online teaching. Now you see, I asked the faculty members how many of the courses you have joined online. आपने कितने किए हैं? आजकल बहुत से फ्री हैं. By the way, आप में से मुझे बताएं, how many of you have joined some courses online? किसी ने कोई किया ऑनलाइन कोर्स? किया है तो कौन सा किया है? खास तौर पे about online teaching. First, let me know any course if you've done and courses about online teaching. Waiting in the chat box. Great. Hafiz Abdullah Ashraf Saab is the first. No, there is somebody else also. Okay. Sidra Amjad is saying GRE. G. You can post it publicly. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't mind even if you are sharing some of the courses which you have done online. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Mohammed Qasim has done on Internet of Things. Yeah, that's, you see, there are lots of opportunities coming up for doing online courses. One of my student who is in Australia, he was sharing with me, he is there for doing his studies uh, in Australia, in a university. So he tells me, because of Corona, I was at home, and whenever the university opens, it takes me an hour or so to travel to the university. So what he did was, uh, using that traveling time, he did some online course about probably Internet of Things and online shopping and selling and all that. And now he's earning handsome amount of money by during the same 1 hour when he goes to the university and comes back, more than 1 hour. So he's doing that business. He keeps on that online, selling and all that stuff, and he's making good money. So, that's wonderful. Atikur Rahman, he has done machine learning. By the way, machine learning is one of the largest enrollment courses in the world. So people are learning about it. That's futuristic. We all need to come to that. Freelancing. Asif Ali has done one on it. Similarly, artificial intelligence, data analysis, online teaching. These are futuristic things. And if we learn them now, we are definitely going to be leading the teaching fraternity. Great. Mohammad Usman Farooq shares here the future learn. And that's beautiful. There are so many courses, and that's what I was sharing about you all. My daughter also have done a elementary language course from the Future Learn. Please share it with your friends and fellows and colleagues and family members, and do wonderful courses. So one of the course which you can see on the screen is the Course Era Learn Teach Online. It's a free course, and you can get enrolled on it. Okay, by the way, I'll be sharing these slides with all of you. So you can, now next, student engagement, change paradigm. Learning is fun. Okay. Fun has learning. Technology is a fun learning. Technology is such a fun learning. I can enjoy my cup of tea and I can still teach and I can still learn. I can be on my bed, probably many of you would be at this moment, or in the relaxed mode on my chair, which we could never do in the physical classroom. And we could still learn, and we could hear, and we could have a sip of tea. And it's a nice tea with cardamom. So ji, acha, mashallah. And so this is the entrepreneurial. Muhammad Usman shares with us, all these sites where you can do number of wonderful courses and many more platforms. So next is make learning social. Now, अच्छा हमारा देखें closed classroom concept था ना. अब online teaching क्या कहती है? Social media as a mean to spice up your courses. Why did I use WhatsApp with all of you? Now, I already sent you an email. I could have done this course through here, but I wanted to bring WhatsApp in because WhatsApp is in with all of you. हम सब WhatsApp पे हैं, right? So जब आप WhatsApp पे हैं, so why not to bring this social media device into it? If I can make a good use of it, why not? Right? So depending on how do you use a social media device, and there is the concept coming for social platform learning. Acha, wow, ji. 5,000 free passes, of course. Wow, that's wonderful. 6,000 coupons. I hope everybody takes benefit of it. So engage students in topical learning, adding Twitter badge to your course homepage, and then using a hashtag to push posts with course relevant content to your students. So in your free time, you can send them exciting things. And I would wish your classes to be big classes, students to be excited and be part of it if used effectively. And I think like many universities are going on ODL. For example, I am very excited that my university is going on ODL. By the way, I have already delivered the first course on the ODL. And I would like to become a teacher with the largest number of students enrolled. Alhamdulillah, by the way, in Pakistan, I have taught a class with 370 participants on board. So I'm excited about ODL as well. We are going to be international, and inshallah, I'm hoping that my courses would have more students. So, make learning social, go on to this technology. It has lots of things for you. Now, a very important element which can reduce our burden, lessen our tensions, and that's shift the control. फिजिकल क्लास में आप कहते थे कंट्रोल मेरे हाथ में रहे, अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी भी बास फैकल्टी मेंबर कहते हैं कंट्रोल मेरे हाथ में रहे सारा, जबकि स्टूडेंट्स को दें सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप. देखें, when I was teaching physical classes, I used to have at least two people. There was एक वो क्लास रिप्रेजेंटेटिव तो होता ही है हर यूनिवर्सिटी में, CR, लेकिन मैं एक बनाता होता था एकेडमिक एडवाइजर. मैं बच्चों को कभी भी एकेडमिक असिस्टेंट नहीं, एकेडमिक एडवाइजर कहता था. You know, somebody with good academics command, that person will be my academic advisor. Now I have started adding the term of technology advisor. The student who is good with technology is a support to me in my classes. So he is sharing things with students, also controlling things, looking at the WhatsApp, seeing the chat box, letting me know who is commenting what. So please have their support. Okay. And in this connection, I have a video to play for all of you. Enjoy it. Give me a minute. I have embedded it here. Let me, now that's what technology do at times, and no problem, no worries. It just takes a minute, and I could play it from here. You see, अगर फिजिकल क्लासरूम में ये मैं कुछ भूल जाता तो बस फिर
developing by completing the coursework in this way. She helps him unpick the way he is learning so that he can transfer these skills to any problem. Sand brings evidence of his learning in the form of photographs, notes, and videos, all captured on his mobile device. In this way, he becomes expert in his own learning and explaining how his expertise is being developed, vital skills when it comes to upskilling in the workplace and job applications. Lita still brings her learners together in the classroom, but these lessons take the form of workshops. She feels like she is able to share her expertise in a way that enriches the overall learning experience, her own learning experience, as much as the learners. This isn't the future of learning. This is learning enhanced and enriched by technology that is available now. Nita's story is about learning design and some deep thinking about how her learners can get the most from the window of time they have with her. It's about equipping learners with the key skills they need to survive in a world of constant change. This isn't the future of learning. This is learning for the future.
All right, so yeah, this is the future of the learning. So I hope you enjoyed this clip, and we come back here. And if you're interested, I can always share this link with you. Because time is short, I'm going to, I don't want to take your much time, and I understand while you are sitting online, gee, okay, great. You want to have the link? Let me send it to you. Okay. Well, I'll be soon sharing it with you in the WhatsApp group. The next point is teaching diversity. Now, okay, this is the now under the student engagement changed paradigm, learners' brains were using a mix of content delivery methods, and we have just done it: video, text, audio, presentations, bringing in guest instructors and speakers, so they don't get tired of seeing. Somebody's mic is on. And this is another beauty of the technology. You see, we can even control people, no, which we cannot do in the physical classroom when students talk to each other. You just have to, interfere, and at times be very angry, and at times be very harsh to stop them do that. Here, you just click, the mic is off. Hearing the same voice. Keep the element of surprise alive. Communicate in multiple formats: email, WhatsApp, chat boxes, dashboards, and most amazing, which we are going to, inshallah, do gradually with you. There are some more things to unpack, and we will, inshallah, unpack them there. Last, and an extremely important thing to have more student engagement is help students nurture intrinsic motivation for technology. By the way, they already have it much better than ourselves. Okay, much better than ourselves. It is us who have to look for some extrinsic motivation or pressure or force to grab the technology and to use it, while students have an intrinsic motivation. And they are in an age and a process where they also learn very fast. They would know these cell phones much better uses than us. Okay, and they would even know how to solve certain mathematical equations with the help of this technology than a mathematics teacher. I keep sharing this wonderful device app with the mathematics teacher, which is Socratic app, through which you can take picture of any question of mathematics and it gives you the complete solution. So isn't it amazing? Technology is amazing us every day. So with this, we have alhamdulillah covered the 4 assumptions and the 6 change paradigm student engagement elements. Before we come to the question answer session, I would like to share with you the link for the evaluation and okay, Control V. Please mark your, please evaluate the session and also mark, this will be your attendance as well. And let me put it in your WhatsApp group in case those find it difficult to respond in the, to do it from here. I am placing the same link in the, so please quickly do it. And then let's get back to the question and answer session for today. I have tried that we cover it within the time specified. It's 7 o'clock. Inshallah, tomorrow we are going to do lots of fun about assessment using mashallah. People are very fast. Atikur Rahman has done, Hafsa Aziz has already done it. You were quick. Wonderful. So now it's to your time. You can raise hands. I can let me allow you all to unmute your mic. You can unmute your mic. You can raise your hand and ask a question or share a comment or give a suggestion or share some wonderful idea about technology or something which you have done, which is amazing. I am so happy to see a post here in the group by Mr. Engineer MOF. Now, the name doesn't actually appear to me full, but this is about, he has shared about the course era and how the University of Sialkot on course era doing. So nice report generated. Wonderful. Gee, that's how actually enterprising institutions and universities are doing. If you all have marked your attendance, please let me know. I have to close this form. Gee, have you all done it?
No, I have to yet. Yeah, just a
Okay,
minute.
no problem. Go on. As I said earlier, the forum is open for, by the way, somebody was also talking about a Fahmul Quran course online. And yeah, true. Imagine this technology, how many more options we have, how many more things we can learn, how diversified learning we can do just sitting at home. And these are the wonders of technology which we can enjoy. Gee. And this is in real time. We can see, let me see, 27 of you have already marked, and I have your data here. That's wonderful. And thank you very much for your wonderful wonderful evaluation. Jazakallah. I can receive these responses in the real time. Imagine technology, if we had to take same data from our classroom, that would have been a terrible thing for us to do in a physical classroom environment. And that's what technology is.
Wow.
It's making a chart. It's letting us all know how good this has been. Alhamdulillah, you are all very kind. You have rated it 45% have rated excellent, 44%, 5% almost very good. And they're good. And there are other comments also, amazing and productive. Okay. I was thinking I would have bored some of you and you would also rate it as not good, but you all have been very kind to rate it, good. So, G, any questions, please? So, नहीं पूछना चाह रहे जी questions, तो फिर हम
Sir, one thing I would like to share.
Yeah, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
So this online learning and this virtual platform has got actually the acceptance all over the world, which was not the case like a year or 2 years, like decade ago. Just because of this corona and this COVID situation, means the people and the institutions, education institutions, especially in the third world countries, have accepted this thing as a reality, which they were not ready to do before this situation. Another thing for future point of view, that we should not wait that this situation would be over, or this would end regarding this technology things. This would, I think, become a permanent part of our future learning and teaching, and we should accept it.
Wonderful, very well stated. You see, this is Mr. Irfan Rasool. I'm so happy you have given two very strong points, and you see, absolutely right. There are sometimes there is blessing in chaos. So I feel this is a blessing in chaos. You know, in 2018, I went to 17 different universities in US, 17. And I was amazed to see their online teaching, number of classes were being done online, hybrid teaching model was being used. And I was like, you know, when are we going to do it? They are enjoying so many benefits of it. A student does not walk, you know, in a country like Pakistan, where students live in Balochistan and far off areas, spend so much money, come to the bigger cities, live in hostels, and so many other things. And we were totally ignorant and oblivious of this benefit of technology. So when I came back, I thought probably it will take us 100 years. But you know, Allah has his own way of making things happen. So, so well, I don't know what this corona is for people, but Alhamdulillah, I personally feel this has been blessing for me in a number of ways. You know, I, Alhamdulillah, for teaching a Quran course, we used to teach a Quran course in person physical. We have to have a 50,000 or 100,000 budget because we sponsor it fully. But after this technology thing, we are teaching batches of 200, 300, you know, hundreds of people. Even last night, there were 120 people sitting with me, and not much amount is being spent. And hundreds of people are benefiting. So, Mr. Irfan, your points are very valid and very strong. Thank you. यहाँ पर है हमारे साथ Mariam, and she has written, respected sir, your way of teaching is awesome as you made it really easy to understand through interesting activities. Jazakallah. Please, all of you, remember me in your prayers. We have last 3 minutes. By the way, the class has already ended. So it's totally your choice. You may like to leave now or maybe within the next 3 minutes. I'll be very happy to hear you and hear about your wonderful practices. उमैर इफ्तिखार कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं? अच्छा, वो माइक उनका शायद गलती से हुआ है. तो अगर आप मुझसे बात करें तो मुझे अच्छा लगेगा. जरा आप भी अपनी इनपुट दें and share your wonderful experiences. Dr. Yasmin is saying thank you for being with me, thank you for being here. I understand at the evenings. अच्छा, इसके social दूसरी sides भी है ना, कि हमारे घरों में अब आपको you have to attend training, बच्चे भी बैठे हुए हैं, there's lots of things happening. तो जाते जाते मैं आपको एक थोड़ी सी बात बता दूं. हमारे social construct में एक थोड़ा सा issue है कि हम बड़ा we find it difficult कि हम जो है ना, हमारे घर का कोई बंदा नजर आ जाए या कुछ ऐसा हो तो वो पार्टिसिपेंट्स को या लोगों को कैसा लगेगा. But I have learned it. For example, I would love to have my daughter here in this formal class. So, bring it in your social construct. आपको पता है दुनिया में ये भी रिसर्च हो रही है. The learners showed more interest to the classes where the teacher brought some part, because ये हमारा culture एक है ना. तो आप टीचिंग करें, टेक्नोलॉजी का फायदा ये है ना, वरना क्लास में तो मैं अपनी बेटी को नहीं ला सकता था फिजिकल क्लास में. सो आई एम हैप्पी दैट शी इज विद मी एंड शी इज बीन टेकिंग, ये हमसे ज्यादा आगे इसलिए शी इज बीन टेकिंग ऑनलाइन क्लासेस. सो डिड यू एंजॉय योर ऑनलाइन क्लासेस? So she enjoys school more. They also need to learn, to have more fun with technology. So yeah, I understand, Mr. Asif Ali. This is going to improve also because there is going to be more demand. So we are all going to improve on our internet facilities, on our gadgets, on its usage. For example, मैं आप लोगों को एक छोटी सी बात बताता हूँ, आखिरी मिनट चल रहा है तो इसी में खत्म भी हो जाएगा. आपको पता है I have a PTCL device और हमने ये सारी क्लासेस पढ़ानी होती हैं. So having been attached with it, I learned कि when it is heated up a lot, so it starts having the internet connectivity issue. तो मैंने जब भी कोई फॉर्मल क्लास होती है, कुरान क्लास होती है, कोई ऐसा सेशन होता है, इट इज स्विच्ड ऑफ एंड पुट इट टू बी इन अ नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर. और ये हमारा रिपीटेडली चूंकि एक्सपीरियंस्ड है, फिर इसको ऑन किया जाता है, इट वर्क्स वंडरफुली. सो देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स वी नीड टू लर्न अबाउट दीज डिवाइसेस. फिर इसको रखना किस जगह पे है, दैट आल्सो मेक्स अ डिफरेंस. सो एनीवेज, thank you once again, everybody. You were a wonderful audience. I thoroughly enjoyed being with you all. Thank you, University of Sialkot, and Hamare Vardi Vice Chancellor. Thank you. He joined us, Professor Dr. Naveed Jamil Malik Saab. If you are with us, thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. We'll inshallah meet again tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. जी डॉक्टर साहब कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? सॉरी
काशिफ साहब, I am with you for the whole time.
जज़ाकल्लाह.
Although I am with my family for last 2 years, but I attended your whole training session.
Jazakallah. I hope I didn't bore you much.
And it was no. I told them that I will be with the trainer for the 2 hours, and they doing their own business.
If you had to do your
training, it was a wonderful session.
You had to be there all the time, है ना? चले जी. Thank you very much, everyone. Allah Hafiz. See you all tomorrow. All the materials will be shared in the WhatsApp.
Thank you very much.